Hey guys, it is me, Stephanie Denise Brown, and I am so excited to be coming to you again this week. Currently, I am running a brand new series for all of my aspiring authors out there, and I'm actually talking to you guys about the book process. So, right now, we are currently in the 7th week of my series. It's time to get published, and I am so excited. I am actually walking all of my aspiring authors from the writing process to the publishing process to getting your book from the computer to the customer, and I am doing it all and giving to you guys every single week. If you have not checked out my website, Stephanie D. Brown, last week I got to talk to two amazing authors, one who just got signed to a book deal and another who was a self-published author full time. So they're giving you tips, they're giving you tricks. I'm also talking to you about the different ways to publish your novel. So I'm very, very excited to be giving you guys this information. So please follow with me every single week, subscribe to my channel, and also subscribe to my webpage so that you can get these updates as they come. But listen, I'm ready and excited for this week. So let's get started. This week, I am actually talking about what some consider the most important part, which is writing the book. And I have 8 tips that I'm going to be giving to you for the next 8 days, where I'm going to be giving you some tricks and tips that I use to publish my novel. And so hopefully you can maybe take some of them and use some of them and apply them to what you do and find some success, in what you're actually doing. So I'm very, very excited. I'll be breaking down the entire writing process for the next 8 days. So we're going to get into it and we're going to have fun. So today, we're going to talk about the first tip, and I'm most excited about this tip. So before we get started writing and we get all of our pens to our notebooks or our fingers to our computers, let's first talk about what we need to do before we write anything, and that's to do an outline. Now, I know what you're saying, Stephanie. Like, come on, seriously? I'm a writer. I got this story in my head right now, Steph. Like, I really don't need to sit down and waste my time doing an outline. I mean, are you serious right now? Like, really? Are you telling me that I need to act like a second grader and go back to writing? I'm a grown adult. I don't need any of that. I'm good. No. Before you shut me down, let me kind of explain to you how it works. You know the saying, you have to crawl before you walk? Well, that's kind of how it is when you're writing a book. It's very hard to sit down sometimes and try to create everything and write everything. So an outline becomes a perfect tool that you can use when you're writing a book. It becomes like a map for you, or a GPS, a blueprint, whatever you want to call it, a budget if you must want to call it something. And it allows you to be able to see what your story is going to be before you actually start typing it or writing it. Because sometimes seeing where you're going is a lot more helpful than trying to lead yourself blindly to where you're going. So I've got some tips here. I've got them all here. You see, I've got me an outline, and I'm big into sticky notes. So there are 3 things that I want you to include in your outline, and I'm going to break them down now. The first thing that I want you to have in your outline is I want you to talk about your characters. Before you start writing your characters and giving them to your readers, I want you to know who your characters are. Let's talk about these characters. Let's make them real to you. So, for example, describe them. Give me their ages. Talk about their physical traits. Do they have black hair? Do they have brown hair? Are their eyes black? Are they blue? Are they green? Do they have short hair? Do they have long hair? Do they like to twiddle their hair around their fingers when they're bored? Do they like to smack their teeth? Do they stand with their fingers crossed and a mean face? Let's talk about what your characters do. Make them real to you, because if you can make them real to yourself, it's easier to make them real to the next person. So we want to spend the time to develop our characters. What are their names? What are their likes? What are their dislikes? Are they educated? Do they drop out of school? Are they shy? Are they strong? Are they passionate? Are they, beautiful? Is your man character short? Is your woman character short? Let's first make your characters real to who you are. So before you start writing them, think of every single character that you're going to need in your story to make it work. You can focus mostly on the important characters, like the main characters, those secondary characters that might come in a scene here and there. You could probably sort of freestyle them. But your root core characters, let's characterize them before you write anything at all. I want you to know your character so that when I read them, I can see them through your eyes. Because remember, you don't have the luxury of a camera. So you don't have YouTube and all of these things to show your characters. I have to visually see them through you. So that's the first thing, characters. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about is place. When I wrote my first novel, I wrote it from Hampton, Virginia, which is where I'm from. And I used to do a series of focus groups where I would have readers actually read my book before I put it in book form, and they would give me their opinions and whatnot. One of the main lessons that I learned from that was if you're going to have your characters in a certain city or place, the people that live in that city, they want to have a connection to it. So you want to make sure that you research your city. If you're going to have it in Hampton, Virginia, you need to name a restaurant. You need to name a street. You need to name something that if they're reading it, they can go, oh my God, I drive down there all the time. I know exactly where this is. Yes, this is my book from my hometown. So you want to make sure that when you do your outline, the second thing you want to focus on is the place where it is. We want to know descriptions. If I've never been there, I want you to make me feel like I know where it is. So if we're going to be in Chicago and it's wintertime, walk me through that snow. Take me through downtown Chi-Town. Make me feel like I'm a part of that area and that I have been there. I can't tell you how many books have made me want to visit someplace just by reading the book. So in your outline, the second part you're going to do is talk about the place. Give me restaurants, streets, popular attractions, weather. Give me everything. I need to know what season. Am I wearing a coat? Are my characters wearing a coat? Are we out there on the beach? Is there a beach in your city? Give it all to me. So that's number 2. We want to talk about the place. The third and final thing that I want you to do in your story and your outline is to talk about the story. When I say talk about the story, I want you to have a general idea of what your story is about. Where are we going with this story? What are we talking about with this story? What's happening? Is there going to be a plot? Is somebody going to die? Is there what is the purpose? How are we going to resolve these situations? Is A going to hate B? Is B planning on stealing A's baby and then moving to a different state? You want to talk about your story in your outline. Because you want to be able to, again, use this outline so that when you get ready to start writing, you've pretty much got everything down. You know where you're going. You may add some things here and there, but you got a foundation of what you're doing. So make sure that the third part of your outline that you do talk about your story, the dilemma. Give me all the details on that outline that you are going to actually do. So for today's topic, remember, we're going to do an outline because we need a foundation and we want to make sure that our writing is great. And the parts of our outline that we're going to do is we're going to have 1, we're going to talk about our characters. 2, we're going to talk about the place. And 3, we're going to talk about the story. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my blog and I'm going to post an example and I'm going to give you a recap of what we talked about. So you can go into my blog and actually take a look at all of this. For all of you aspiring writers out there, if you are starting and you want to do this exercise and you want to send it to me, I will be more than happy to look at it and kind of make sure that you are on the right story. So hey, if you need some help, if you're having some trouble building your outline, you can go to my website. It's Stephanie D. Brown. There's a contact link on there how you can get a hold of me. Please feel free to email me. You can send over an email saying, hey, Stephanie, I'm doing my outline. Hit some speed bumps. Can you help me here or there? I'm here to help you. I have no problems with helping you. It's my duty in life to help other authors be able to get to where they are. So I want you to get your pen and paper out. Let's stop this video now. Let's get to it. Let's make those outlines. Check out my blog at stephaniedbrown.com and you can go into my blog and I will have an example and a recap of what I just talked about today. Until next time, I will see you again and happy writing. Have fun writing. And if you remember nothing else, I believe in you. You can do it because you know what? It's time to get published. Talk to you guys later. See ya.